Well, in our last video, we left you all with a bit of a cliffhanger when we announced that we were selling our beloved Rocky, our Tiffin Class A motorhome. We've had a lot of questions about our reasons for wanting to sell that motorhome and what our plans are next, as well as some of the logistics of changing an RV when you live in it full time.
So stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. You might be wondering where we're sitting because we're obviously not at our RV at the moment. We are actually on a friend's property here in Oregon, and you can probably hear ducks and geese behind us.
And it's fantastic. First off, I just want to put out a big thank you to everybody who submitted comments and provided feedback on the last video.
Really encouraging for us to get so much support from so many of you that we're really excited that we're making a change. And you know, regardless of what that change was going to be, there's some people have some biases toward our change. People definitely don't want us to go on a boat. No plans to go on a boat ever in this lifetime, I don't think, unless you want to invite us out for champagne and a picnic sometime, then we might come and join you. But we're not got any plans to live on a boat. We're sticking with RVing. So this is a change that we've been thinking about for probably about a year, but it was never an urgent pressing need because, like we said, we were really happy with Rocky and how it was working out for us. So, but just a sort of a gradual increasing desire for something different and a change of experience.
We've had that coach for 4 years, visited 50 states, and our life and lifestyle did change a bit over the course of those 4 years.
Yeah, especially in the last year and a half when Marc quit his job and we've just been focusing on RV love full time. We didn't have as much of a need for that second office space to be closed off from the rest of our coach. Our work and our life are now kind of intertwined so much. Yes. So while it's still really important for us to have really comfortable workspaces to work from in the RV, it doesn't need to be separated off by a pocket door for completely separate operation because now our projects we're working on together as a team.
And also with the additional flexibilities with our new work where we don't have a committed job where you have to be on the clock for somebody else, we also have a lot more flexibility in our travel style and pace and where we would like to travel. And so we've also wanted to add a bit more off-grid camping to our travel style. So we wanted an RV with more capacities to be able to carry those batteries and that solar to be able to better accommodate an off-grid lifestyle. We're
not giving up campground camping.
No,
we still really like campgrounds, and our 1,000 Trails membership has worked out really great for us. It saved us a lot of money, but we'd have more flexibility to go out and do that some more.
Yeah, so in wanting to have more batteries and solar added to our RV, we really needed an RV that had greater weight carrying capacities because we were up against the weight limit of our old coach even without those, especially when we added water to go out boondocking, and so we needed a coach that had a lot more capacity.
If you saw our coach weight loss video from last year, you'll understand, you know, what lengths we went to really ensure that we lived in our RV, keeping within the weight capacity, and a lot of the times we were just bumping right up against that max far too often than we were comfortable with, and it was just getting a little tiring. We managed it to keep the coach safe, but we were just getting a little tired and just didn't want to have to be concerned about that anymore. And if you're wondering what our coach was, it's a 22,000 pound chassis, Ford chassis on that Tiffin motorhome. Now that's the 2012 model. Ours was limited to 22,000 pounds. And that gets eaten up pretty quick by the time you fill it up with your stuff as a full-timer. So today we're getting Rocky ready, nicely cleaned up. We started decluttering, getting a few things out of the way so they could see how much storage we have. So we figured, why just not move pretty much everything out of Rocky? That way you can see all of the storage, you can really get in there and have a good look, and it's going to make it a lot easier job for us to finally move out with the final things that we need to live with, like clothes and toiletries and computer equipment, that kind of thing. And that's pretty much all we need.
Giving Rocky a bath. That's how we keep it looking so good in our Instagram photos.
People ask us that all the time. They used to ask that about the Mini too. That was a bit of a joke to us, wasn't it?
It was, because the Mini looked a little rough up close, but it did look good on Instagram.
As you can see, starting to create quite a little mess here, but that's just the way it is on move day, right? I want to make sure I keep enough clothes to last me for a few days up to a week or so until we get ourselves sorted. Let's get started. And this is our last hearty breakfast in Rocky.
Crazy thought, isn't it?
Yeah, we're moving out of Rocky this weekend. There is a potential buyer coming to look at Rocky. If he decides to buy it, then I guess that'll all happen over the next couple of days and we'll finish moving out, do a move out clean, and hopefully find our next coach this week. Luckily I've got lots of frequent flyer, what do you call them, miles points for
lots of points.
hotels, for hotel stays if need be. But yeah, last brekkie in Rocky, last hardy brekkie.
Let's get after it.
Got all the cupboards are pretty much emptied out now. Just a couple of things left. Giving it a good clean.
Final load in the Jeep, going to storage, moving out of Rocky. It's a pretty big day. Crazy. This is a very different look than we've had with the bays in the past. So, still got the bunk bed stuff, but otherwise, empty.
And this is what Rocky looks like, completely empty. Almost exactly what you look like, coming straight out of the factory. But there you go. Oh boy. Everything out here. We did leave the office in place. Owner wanted to keep the office, so that was great. We didn't have to put that bunk back in. Back to brown.
Another thing we want to talk about is the challenges of transitioning from one RV to the next as a full-time RVer.
Right, that requires a lot of logistics, and so in leading up to this, we really had to do a lot of thinking and planning about how we were going to pull this off.
Figured we wanted to hunker down in one location to make it an easier transition being in one spot.
The easiest way to sell your RV is to probably just take it to an RV dealer and trade it in on another RV. We did briefly consider that option. However, the trade-in that we were offered on our coach was not very attractive. We felt very confident that we could sell it to a private party for a much better price, and the financial difference was going to be quite substantial. So we figured we've taken such good care of it. A lot of people, know how we take care of our coach, and thanks to those of you that commented on that, how we take care of it comes through in our videos, and obviously that proved to be the case, that we had 2 interested buyers without even placing an ad.
It's really easy to trade in because you're just at the dealership. The financing is often easier because you're eliminating one debt as you take on the other, and you're at the dealership. You can just move from one RV right to the other. So that is definitely much easier, but you do pay for that convenience.
You do, and that is a price that we weren't willing to pay because of the difference that we felt that we could get by selling Rocky privately. It did make it a little trickier for us. We had a little bit more juggling to do.
The dealer easily looks past all your stuff when you're living in it, but when you're trying to sell private party, you want the RV to be showing as best as you can. And so we actually moved all of our stuff out of the RV into a storage unit in the Phoenix area, which was only $20 a month. It made for a really easy way to get it out of the RV and have the RV look really good, showcase the storage space, make it easier for them to visualize living it themselves.
Right, so that was $60 well spent. We only used that for 3 months, and it showed really well, and they came and had a look at it on the Sunday, spent a few hours, and we were able to go through it showing the RV hooked up with the slides out, all of the hoses still hooked up, and it's very overwhelming to do in just a few hours, especially as they were new RVers. So they came back the next day, and we spent the whole day with them again, going through everything and sharing everything that we knew, the maintenance, history records, repairs that we'd done, everything they could want to know. And that's definitely an advantage from buying from a private party if you are RV shopping, is if you get to speak to the owner, then you can get more of a sense of the history of the RV, whereas if you're buying one used off a dealer's lot, you really usually don't know what the history of that RV is. Not always, but oftentimes.
Yeah, you're able to get the receipts, you're able to get the nuances and get the stories from the previous owner. Every RV is going to have its own little personality quirks and stuff, and so speaking with the actual owner of the RV before making the purchase is definitely a benefit.
And that was a benefit to us when we bought Rocky from Manuel and Elizabeth in Ohio back in 2014. That gave us huge peace of mind, being able to ask a lot of questions and have them answered, and we've stayed in touch with them to this day. There she goes. Marc's last drive in Rocky. You ready to wave bye-bye to Rocky?
Yeah. Yes and no, but it doesn't quite feel real yet because we've just been working so hard to clean and get it ready, and then yeah, got to let go of the past to move forward into the future. So let's onward and forward, baby.
We are now literally driving away from our Rocky. There she is. Bye, guys. Bye, Rocky. Woo!
Yeah. I don't know if it's even going to hit me for a day or two, because it's
because we've been visiting them.
We've been hanging out with them so much, you know, multiple times a week, and the coach has been here in the same campground for
Over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had a really nice time with them, and it's been a really gentle transition. That coach changed our lives. We're in a completely different lifestyle now. We're in this for the long haul, and we have built our whole new lifestyle around RVing, and having an RV is what makes that possible. So.
And we lived in Rocky longer than we lived in any home together. That's the longest residence we've had together, so that's been huge. But it's definitely opened up a lot of doors for us in life and in RVing, and the people that we've met, the friends that we've made, the places we've been, the opportunities that have unfolded. You know, all of you guys here on YouTube, and you know, on our email list and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest and everywhere have, you know, I think probably feel like Rocky's been a part of your life too, because it's been in so many photos and so many of our videos.
We'll miss her.
A lot of people are gonna really miss Rocky too, but if you see her out there, give her a wave. That is the end of the Rocky story for us and RV love anyway. So of course that all went about as smoothly as we could have ever hoped for, which we're really grateful for. Of course it also meant we had to move out of Rocky really quickly and find somewhere else to live.
Fortunately, we've had a surplus of points that we could be using for basically free hotel stays in that area for multiple weeks. A really big advantage of having those points.
We ended up spending about 10 days in that hotel, and it was close by to the campground where Rocky was and the new owners, so we were also close to be able to answer any questions, help them out with a few things, and of course get about trying to find our next home on wheels. So thank you so much for sharing this journey with us. It's obviously, judging by the responses, it's been a big journey for you too, in seeing and witnessing us going through this transition and change, and maybe helping you guys decide what's coming up next for you if you're looking at making a change or buying an RV. So we hope that what we share is helpful, and yeah, more videos on the way.
We had a lot of guesses about what our next move is going to be. We had people guess that it was going to be a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a diesel pusher motorhome, a smaller Class B motorhome.
Yep. And we even had a couple of people thought it might have been a Newell or a Prevost motorhome, and that would be really nice, but they're a couple of $1,000,000, so that's definitely out of our range. But a lot of great guesses. Sorry guys, but it's another cliffhanger. Not too late to cast your votes on what you think we're going to get. The geese, the ducks.
The geese are telling us enough already.
Yeah, time to wrap the video up, guys.
Thanks again for watching and for all of your wonderful comments in the last video. And until next time, we'll see you on the road.
off level than we like.
Money for the jam, baby. This money for the jam. Money for the jam, baby. This money for the jam.